Alright, this is Cozzoli Flame Sealer FPS4. FPS4 denotes that you got actually a 4 nozzle fill right here. You have the opportunity to actually do a pre-flush and a post-flush right here, but since they don't have any nozzles, all we're doing is just a fill. The most important thing when you're starting off right here is ensuring that your vial lines up with your star wheels right here. You have 4 pockets here and 4 pockets here. When they swing around, the most important thing is that they line up and they're not pinching the bottle itself. And then right here, you'll see it right now when it turns on. All right. Now watch when I put it right here. It's going to line up with that first pocket. All right. That's what you want. You don't want this to come in between it right there, or else you end up snapping the ampules. Once it's in position and you got these timed in, you bring it around to your green walking beam. You have a walking beam, which is the green one, and if you want to look up a little bit higher, you'll see the clamping beam, which is this silver one. Look right up here. That's your clamping beam. That goes in and out slowly. The green beam slides this way down back towards the front of the machine, comes in, and slides back down. That's how it actually walks all the 4 vials in turn. All right. Once it's in position, you'll see it. And you'll know if you're not in time with the walking beam, because you'll just end up snapping vials. You adjust also the timing with the walking beam by loosening up your 4 Allen head screws right here and just moving your star wheel accordingly. So like that, the pockets also line up like that. The walking beam pocket and the star wheel pocket, they'll come around and just do that and make a nice little circle. You could also adjust this star wheel with this one by just loosening it up right here, and it allows you to slide it back and forth. Okay, once you get it into position, you're going to go into your filling station. It's going to come into place right there, and you have a backstop, which is this one right here. You adjust the backstop with your knurled screw right here, or nut that is, by moving it in and out. You want to keep that ampule upright as much as possible, so like that there's no possibility of the nozzle itself hitting around the lip of the ampule. Because if you end up leaving some kind of liquid or product on it, it'll balloon your seal at the very end. Once you're in place, you're going to see how much you're going to be diving down on the ampule. Look down at the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and dive down. And what you want to come down past the score line of the ampule itself. So like that, you don't splash anything around here on the neck of the ampule. Because what will end up happening, it'll splash back and the product will shoot back out towards the top of the opening. So you want to get past it and shoot right down into the bottom of it. Okay, next, what we're going to do is move the ampule into your sealing station. What's important, let's digress a little bit. I was having issues in the back right here with this thing snapping off the necks of the ampule. And what was the problem was that the walking beam itself was advancing before the bottle centering devices right here were actually retracted fully. And what was happening is that as the walking beam starts moving the ampule, these things weren't fully back and it was snapping them off like that. So picture my fingers being the centering device, it was coming in like that, but they weren't fully retracted, so it started walking and it ended up snapping these things. Once you get that, what I ended up doing was delaying the walking beam with just a little bit. You actually have a collar on the shaft itself that all you have to do is loosen it, and it allows you to move it in time. Alright, once, like I said, small adjustment. You don't want to go very big on it, or else you'll end up snapping this thing and it won't be in time with your clamping beam either. The majority of these things are all pinned, so you have very little adjustment to do on these things. Okay, having said that, we move on into your sealing station. The sealing station, you got a preheat right here, which is the first 4 nozzles. And then you got your sealing, which are the last 4. Indexes it over, heats it up, then brings it over where the gripper fingers come down and pinch off the top of it. By spinning the ampule, it actually knocks it down and seals it to form a nice round seal like this. And that's what you want. If you're going too hot with this sealing flame, what's going to happen is that you're going to end up stringing. It's going to string on you and it's not going to seal it correctly. So what you want to do is keep a cooler flame on the preheat than what the sealing flame is at. That's the rule of thumb for me that I've been using, and it works pretty well. If you're having problems where it's knocking down when it's getting ready to get sealed and the fingers are coming down and you see that there's a lot of them that are being knocked over, it's because your gripper fingers are not aligned properly and they're not coming down around the edges. So what happens is that sometimes you'll have this thing actually hit like this over the top of the ampule and it'll knock it down. So keep an eye for that. Alright, once we get there, got all these things set up, go ahead and start running it. First things I do is run the machine and turn it on fast speed. You don't want to turn it too slow because what's going to happen is you're going to end up missing some pockets over here on the end. What I'll normally do is run a few just to see how we're filling and also how we're sealing. If we have ballooning seals, that means we're probably getting product on there. We're probably getting product on the neck, or maybe also we could be actually too hot. If you're too hot, it'll cause the product itself to get heated, and it steams up, and it actually causes a bubble on the end of the ampule. Once you're running correctly, you can go ahead and just turn it on and let it go. That's pretty much it.